Every day, you can see if you feel like this or not, but when I wake up and I have this long line of creative tasks on my list, and some of them really mean a lot to me. So when I wake up in the morning, I kind of have this feeling in my gut or my stomach that is a little bit intimidated by knocking off all these tasks for the day. Even making a video like this, I kind of think about it until I'm ready to start it for the day. So sometimes in the past, and I'm sure this will happen again to me in the future, I'll have stints of like 2 or 3 days where I just succumb to the intimidation or the fear of creating and I don't do anything. And it's different from having a time to rest. I would see this more of me backing down from the challenge. Now, on average, I'm very good at stepping up to the challenge time after time after time and consistently creating things that I really want to create for the long term. But I do have those times when I fail or when I start to get in a negative mindset. And to make sure that I can get around that and not listen to my brain tricking me, which in turn makes my body feel a certain way as well. And you can test this out on your own. If you think of something that really intimidates you, your body kind of starts to tighten up. You feel more tired. You just don't feel motivated to do stuff. But if you look at something and you're like, oh man, this is a really big goal I have, but I know I can do it. I know I can crush it and I have the confidence to do it. Then the body starts to feel good and like alert and upbeat and energetic. And I find that if I let my mental repetitions go too far and I'm anxious or concerned about a project that I have coming up, that it actually makes me unmotivated to work on that project. So why I call this technique preparing for battle is that I think that it's a mental battle in your mind with yourself and a mental battle to create new things that don't exist yet. So when I'm getting up in the morning, I know that I'm going to have this feeling in my stomach and I'm just going to be like, man, I'm intimidated by the day. I really want to get this stuff done. I care about this stuff. So let's just get after it. And what I've learned is that if I prime myself or tell myself, if I'm always going in the direction of the least amount of comfort, and I've thought through this and I know that I have this goal that I'm striving for and I'm taking the steps to get there, almost every time leading up to when I actually start working on the specific step and creating, I feel just intimidated. And if I know that I'm going to feel uncomfortable until I start creating, and I'm sure of that mindset, then I can look at feeling uncomfortable as a directional compass that says, hey, you're going towards something that of course you're going to be uncomfortable to do. You haven't ever tried to do it before. You're not sure if you can do it. You might fail. But if you think about it, when you feel comfort and you feel secure, you're normally surrounded by ideas, things, and people that are a guarantee for you, meaning you know what they're going to do, you know how they're going to act, and they're very, I guess you could say, like a good friend would be very confident, or you would be very confident that they would always be there for you. So it's a very regular repetition, and that makes us feel comfort. But when you're creating new stuff, you're always going to be making things that make you feel uncomfortable because they're brand new. And anything that's brand new feels weird. It's going to feel uncomfortable compared to staying where you are, steady state, doing the same things you always have. So it's good to get in good habits and make things feel comfortable. But if I always prime my mind preparing for mental battle every morning and say, hey, when you wake up, you're going to feel uncomfortable in your mind because you have stuff to create today. And if I just place that mindset there and say, hey, that's just what it's going to feel like, then it always feels way less intimidating because I know that every morning when I wake up, it's going to be uncomfortable and I have to mentally prepare for battle. And I have to say, it's going to feel uncomfortable. You have to have a mindset that says you will be able to create this thing. You have to have confidence in yourself that says you will be able to do this thing. And you're going to even do it better than you thought initially possible. And if you feed yourself with that mindset of it's going to be uncomfortable, but I'm going to kill it, I'm going to crush it, I'm going to knock it out, then that is the best mindset that you can be in. Because if you start thinking negative thoughts, it's not going to help you at all in any way. It's just going to bring negative thoughts into your mind. If you don't know what's going to happen in the future, but you aim at it with positive thoughts and a positive mindset and the ability to say, I trust in myself, I'm going to give this all my all, I know I can do it, then in the end, you're always thinking to yourself, it's going to be challenging, but I have the confidence in myself that I'm going to do it. And you can get up and repeat that every single day. So just having that repetitive mindset and surrounding myself with friends that think like that and other people that have ideas that are different than mine that I might not agree with, but they also have the same positive mindset of they're aiming for the best thing that they want to do, and maybe it's getting ideas out there, maybe it's creating something new, but they're all in that same cycle of being uncomfortable every morning when they wake up. And then if you crush it all day, you get those things done that you have plans to do, all those creative tasks, making new things, creating new art, whatever you really like to do, at the end of the day, you feel on top of the world. You feel so good in your brain. And then you're like, okay, I can get this into cycle. I just have to get past that morning feeling where I'm going to feel uncomfortable and say, that's part of the game. It's going to get me to where I want to go. And after I'm done, I'm going to feel really good about it. So I like to become addicted to that whole transition of feeling shitty and creating to work my way out of it until at the end of the day, I feel really good. And if I can just get up and do that every single day and know that that's part of the routine or the game you have to play to create stuff at a high level, that's just going to help me get more work done over my lifetime that I care about and I want to get out there. So hopefully that was clear and concise, putting it to you guys. But that mindset of the mental battle or preparing for battle every day when you're going to knock creative tasks off is extremely helpful. And another thing I could say that really has helped me out is every night before I go to bed, I ask myself, what is the number one thing that I can do tomorrow that would help my future self in 5 years? Meaning, what is the number one long-term thing that I will still get value from in 5 years that I can work on tomorrow? And if that's a few different things, I write them down in order. And then when I get up the next morning and I feel that uncomfortable feeling or intimidation feeling in my stomach, I look at that list and I know that that's going to help me in 5 years. So I just start getting after it and cranking out whatever I have to do. And just those two methods combined together has really allowed me to sidestep my brain and not listen to it and create things that I want to create on a consistent basis. I wanted to give you guys a quick heads up. Right now, if you join my email list, I have a 10-day free trial, which gives you unlimited access to all of my photography courses. Now, these courses teach every single technique that I use as a full-time wilderness photographer. So you'll learn camera technique, you'll learn photo editing, photo organization, composition, how to find shots in the field. You'll be able to access and watch dozens of my expeditions out into the wilderness where I take these photos and teach you how to create them from start to finish. I designed this school to be the perfect learning experience, something that I wish would have existed when I started wilderness photography, landscape photography, and outdoor photography 10 years ago. So if you'd like to join my email list, you'll get this 10-day free trial. You'll also get a bunch of other good stuff, including access to my PDF library, which includes all of my photography guides, which you can take out in the field to shoot with you. Check out the link down below this video to join and sign up. You can cancel anytime. I'll never hold your email address hostage. I want to provide you with the best learning experience possible. Now let's get back to the video.